first place votes. I think there may be 5 teams that gets first place votes.
I agree.
Maybe 6 or 7 that get first place votes. I mean, and you know, the Midnight Rider.
The Midnight Riders
just
just
got
struck
a chance.
midnight.
Good timing.
Hey,
Great timing. Welcome, Coach Brent Pry from Virginia Tech.
Is this extra sprint somewhere along the way for you?
I guess we hadn't won enough games. They locked me out of my room.
Oh, my God.
Oh, is that how that works?
Oh, is that what it was?
Got to get a new key card.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. We've talked a little bit about your schedule, so we're not gonna peg you with the schedule yet.
Thank you.
I want to know how into.
Because I got you 11-1. So,
Okay.
I mean,
I didn't hear that.
All right. So here's my question: in today's college football, how did you bring back 21 of 22? Because in today's college football, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So how'd that happen?
it's the
Brent?
magic of Carol Lee Donuts, man. Everyone wants to come back and have a breakfast sandwich.
I tell you, I credit to a lot of folks.
Okay.
Credit to the guys on the team
Yeah.
and the brotherhood that
Sure.
they had, belief in the process, strong culture, treated right. They love being at Virginia Tech, and not just for football. You know, it's the fan base, it's the campus, it's all of it. It's the brand. You know, that's the thing I'm most proud of, that they want to be there. You know, we didn't outbid anybody for anyone. We're competitive there, but we're not going to do it that way. And they wanted to come. You know, it just there's a lot of momentum coming out of the season, coming off the bowl win. I don't think they were ready for it to be over. You know, there was still excitement and things to accomplish on the horizon. You know, let's if things are right and you know, let's come back and do this. I mean, there was a lot of preparation from our staff that went into each and every meeting. The PowerPoint that was presented to these guys that had options.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Zooms with parents, you know, NFL data, transfer data, you know, 7 and 8, 9 reports from scouts. What are the weaknesses? You come back. Where can we improve, and how are we going to do that for you?
Yeah.
Each one was individualized and a lot of effort put into it, and it wasn't bias. It was to help them make the best decision for themselves. And in the end, you know, they kind of get together and say, if you and me and that, you know, we could be pretty good.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that. How much of that is a byproduct of players like Kyron Drones? Because these players are going to have the conversations after that great detailed meeting, like, hey, this is what the coaches see from me and what they're hearing from scouts. But you got to have the personnel in the locker room, and these guys talk. So do you give credit to some of your players to say that, hey, they took the onus to bring some of these star players back and have hopefully another great season for Virginia Tech?
Yeah, they do, and they deserve a ton of credit, more so with the brotherhood. But they had to make their own personal decision first, you know, on what they wanted to do. Even Kyron ended up with options, you know, and so it's hard to recruit wholeheartedly until you've made your decision on what you want to do. And but again, I think the most important piece was the brotherhood and the friendships and the relationships that they had, and then secondly, the belief in, hey, we could have us a pretty good football team if we do this.
You know, when you get to the afternoon session, whether it be coaches or players, you've been asked the same question at least 16 times. So I want to know who.
I might get it right on 17.
No, listen, I guarantee you're going to get this right. Give me a name or names of somebody that you think deserves some airtime that you've not been asked about, that you say, guess what? Nobody's paying attention to our whatever, tight end room, whatever you're going to come up with. Again, you've been asked 1,000 things.
I got a name that I think he's going to say.
So it could be assistant coach. It could be your wife. I don't know what you're going to say.
We've got
let's give Amy a shout out.
We've always. Amy needs a shout out.
That's
for
it.
Sure. Even though she's still on vacation and I'm
As she
working.
should be.
But
we know she's not watching.
You know, I tell you, a guy that we had a good problem this year because we were deciding who to bring to these media days, to the kickoff event. It was a tough decision. We had a lot of great candidates, you know, maturity, production, represent our program well, and deserving. But, you know, Baishal Tutin's a guy that that people know about.
Yeah.
But he's underrated. Just let me tell you, this guy's special. I think Aiden Green in a really strong wide receiver room, you're going to notice Aiden Green this fall. There's a lot of guys that are just making tremendous strides. I'm very proud of the staff. You know, you mentioned the coaches, not just retainment of the players. We had coaches with opportunities, you know, in other leagues at the next level. You know, and again, we've been able, there's support from the administration, there's support from, you know, the president on down. There's the investment in football at our place to do this, to get Virginia Tech back where these expectations are the standard. And you know, that, but, you know, with all of it, it just takes, there's so much effort and so much being poured into our program at all levels. You know, Triumph, our collective, has done an outstanding job of allowing us to be competitive in that space. I want that for our players. And, you know, as I mentioned, I think Witt's done a tremendous job making sure people understand the landscape and what we need to be able to do with football. So it's certainly interesting times, but we've got a lot of good things happening in the program. We're not where we need to be yet. We got a chance to be a pretty good team when we go to Nashville, but we got to have a heck of a camp, to be quite honest.
I told you to get it right.
That's a long way to get to it.
I told you, a guaranteed lock.
But see, here's the other part that struck me in the offseason. Your history there.
Yeah.
You know what it's like when it's running the right way.
One
I mean,
of the best
you know,
out there.
right?
Yeah.
And now it feels like that you've got it to a point where if everybody stays on that page, stays in the brotherhood, stays in the plane, you got a chance. You're going to give yourself and this team a chance.
We've gotten to a place where we have an opportunity, where we could capitalize on the landscape of college football right now and reposition our place to be what it can be.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about a player because you were mentioning the wide receiver room, Ali Jennings. He bursted on the scene. Obviously, he cut short due to injury. Kyron was saying that he's excited to play with him directly. What are your expectations for Ali this upcoming season?
Yeah, again, you're talking about a sixth-year player that has a ton of experience, a ton of talent. He's got a tremendous relationship with Kyron. I think it all started there, those two guys. But Ali's, you know, he's a team guy. He's a Virginia guy. I mean, I want to see nothing but success for him this year.
You know, you brought Eddie Royal a bunch of Virginia Tech stuff.
Oh, really?
I'm married to a Hokie. You mean I'm going to have to go back to my wife? Because she's going to say, honey, how's Coach Pry? What? She's going to want a full report.
You need to text me your address, and I'm going to FedEx her some gear.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. Justin,
you are amazing.
Justin, you want to hop in on the gear with Eddie and Pac while we're here? You okay?
There's got to be a Hokie connection.
You got to be a Hokie connection.
We don't just give that stuff out.
No, it's all about VT.
You have to be very mindful of your ass. I'm not just going to jump on the bandwagon.
That's good.
Coach.
Yeah, way to go.
I think you got a chance, though, Coach. I do.
I like our kids a ton. I like our staff. There's chemistry. There's maturity. Anytime we've had a chance to know a lot about guys, know more about more guys, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
But again, we got some things we got to do in the month of August.
God bless Dickie Butts too, right?
Oh, man.
You and I talked about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Stinks.
That is Brent Pry. We're going to make sure that you get that FedEx to you, okay?
Hey, listen, it's not a matter for me.
Happy wife, happy life.
There's no doubt about
Your
that.
wife's name's going to be on the package. You're not opening it.
And let me tell you something. Her name's Amy. It's going to be spelled different, so we already got that connection too.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Well, best of luck this season,
Good to
Coach.
see you
Appreciate
guys.
you making the
got it, Coach.
time.
Appreciate your interest in the Hokies, man.
Love it.